Hi everyone, I am back with another Soul Connections and Separation reading. We are coming up on the full moon, I believe in Aquarius, and it is taking place in the next couple of days. Today is August 13th, so I believe the full moon is taking place on the 15th. I just wanted to make sure, since I had time this evening, to go ahead and get this recorded for you all, as well as myself. It's always exciting to see what cards come out, and I really feel like no matter which twists and turns and paths I keep veering down and back and forth, I feel like I'm definitely part of a collective. And I just have to say, I've just had the most amazing weekend meeting with a couple of new clients, one all the way across the world in Australia. We met over Zoom, and just a beautiful soul. I know she's probably watching this. I just want to just say how grateful I am that the universe connected us, and just, a lot of the parallels and similarities on this journey, to see you're sharing that, with someone down the street and then someone across the world. It's, and different ages, um, all different dynamics that are taking place. There's still so many similarities. So, you guys who know me, no matter how how many times I try to fight this and get off this path and say I'm done with this, I'm not doing this anymore, I'm gonna move on, I'm done. That's not happening. So, one of the things I wanted to reiterate, I don't want to do too long on the intro here, but I can't remember which video it was. I think it might have been the new moon this month, that something, I don't, I guess just again, the messages just come out, and sometimes I say things I don't know where they're coming from, but I started talking at the beginning of the video about attacks and negative energy, and that I was sensing that, or I was getting a message that a lot of the divine soul counterparts, no matter what you want to call yourself, a twin flame, whatever it is, a soulmate, whatever it is, um, that there's going to be a lot of forces trying to stop these connections from happening, because they're going to be extremely powerful. And I was just getting that feeling. I don't know where it came from. I was getting it more of the sense of astral demon, negative entities, dreams, those kind of things. But I've had kind of some epiphanies on my own journey this week, and realizing that I think a lot of the doubts and the fears and the wishy-washy, changing my mind, and I'm going to go this path, and I'm going to go this path, and this person, I think I've been tried to be veered off path. And I think that's just feeding whatever. It's like these entities know what your weakness is, and they will just, I feel like, place something else in front of you and be like, well, if you go down this path, you're going to have, maybe you're going to feel more secure, or you're going to have this situation, and this person, they're not for you. They're not going to wake up. You need to stop working on them, and you need to just get off path and focus on something else. Um, I've kind of had some realizations, and I mean, it even can come to you through friends who obviously have your well-being, an interest in heart, and who maybe just have seen you brought to your knees on this journey so many times. They just want you to be happy. And so if they see that there's an opportunity maybe for you to just have a normal relationship, with somebody who is showing interest, it's kind of like that feeds it. And then that person starts showing interest in you, and that feeds it. And it's just been a very difficult lesson. And there's been a lot of confusion I've had around that. I still stand behind what I was saying in my prior videos about the more you raise your vibration and ascend, that you're going to attract a partner, whether it's the counterpart you perceive that you're supposed to end up with, or I'm just, the fact of being open to someone else. I do believe the twin flame dynamic especially is an energy, but I feel there is a certain subset of us. I just am witnessing it so many times with my own journey, that I I keep getting, I mean, excuse my language, but I keep getting cock blocked every time that I try to go down a different path. And even now I mean, I get it with the past stuff, right? The past, the things that clearly I was not supposed to be doing. But when someone new comes in, and you're like, oh, this is being, I think this is what's supposed to happen. And then you decide to maybe go pursue that route. And three, four, five, six times, I don't even know how many times now it's been, where there's been this, well, if this person's there, I'm going to ask them out. Or if this is there, this is, and then they're not there. Or like the one day my car didn't start. I mean, just so many, it's just very bizarre. So I have, and I've been, that person had started coming to me in dreams and trying to talk me out of this other, you know, my original counterpart. So this person was coming to me, and I think maybe now, and then like it was weird because one of the dreams where this person came to me and he was like, you know, we're going to get married and I'm the one for you. When we ended up leaving together, we were out somewhere and we wanted to be alone together, in this, and it was very real. It was an astral encounter. He ended up like his appearance went away and he ended up looking like this, I'm trying to remember what they looked like, almost like a leprechaun or something. So I was kind of startled by that. It made me think that's kind of a facade. Maybe this isn't real. This person isn't who they represented they are. And I did find out some stuff about this person, that maybe they're not the king I thought they were. So it's been a very eye-opening week, and maybe that's some with the, you know, the full moon being in Aquarius. I'm not an astrologer. I really didn't do a lot of research on the full moon coming up. But in my mind, Aquarius, Earth, or I'm sorry, air sign, it's about swords, it's about truth coming out. Um, I don't mean to digress, but that's sort of an energy update I wanted to provide with you guys. Some of the things I'm realizing. I'm starting to wear my black tourmaline again every day. I've not been shielding myself and guarding myself the way I should be energetically, and that's become apparent for many reasons. That because I am under attack in other ways. Why would my twin flame journey not be under attack as well? Why would they not, I mean, present themselves as this, you know, gorgeous man that I've been developing a friendship with? Why would they not come to me in a dream and try to talk me out of this other thing? So, just wanted to throw that out there. Just you know, in your inner gut and your discernment, and you know, if something's trying to veer you off path, look deep down and figure out what it is. Could it be negative energy, a psychic attack? Could it be your own fears and insecurities, and maybe not wanting to face the wounds and the pain and frustrations or whatever it is? So, that being said, I have one more quick announcement. I just want to say that my friend, my good friend Jenny, she sells Origami Owl, and their fall collection is amazing for any of you on this path. Oh my God, just jewelry for me is very much about energetic. You know, I wear a lot of it. I don't have as much on today, but I wear a lot of different crystals every day. This infinity bracelet is absolutely stunning. This just came out in their fall collection. It's very dainty. It's adjustable. I'm going to put a link to her page if anybody's interested, but it's got rhinestones in it. It's just absolutely stunning. I also purchased, this is a moon and stars necklace. I didn't take it out of the package yet, but the package says everything happens for a reason. And then this is a phoenix. It's a phoenix charm and a sun. It looks kind of like it's definitely a sun, like a celestial like body. A phoenix, and then there's a bar on it with diamonds, and in black it says "Still I Rise," which you guys know for me, that Katy Perry song is been extremely supportive song for my journey, and I think a lot of others. So anyway, I just wanted to share that. Now, without further ado, let's get started. For the divine masculine energy, we're going to see with this full moon what's going on with the divine masculine. Just give guys some pieces. Divine masculine energy. I also think we're going to be integrating the Lion's Gate, all that influx of everything that came. I think this has really catapulted a lot of things. I'm getting a lot of I'm tired, heat, sacral energy, vibrations all across my body, ears ringing. I mean, it's just, the energy is crazy. There's a lot happening. So I think some of this full moon is going to, for us to help integrate that. Okay, divine masculines. Oh no. Wow. Oh. Wow, you guys. All right, so I think this energy has stirred up with some of the masculines. I mean, the large everybody is part of this collective, right? This wave whoever this wave is that I'm channeling, this scarcity mindset, Four of Pentacles, that they're not good enough. I think some of those residual fears and things, that maybe they've buried and tried not to face, and they've been in stagnant energy. Just, I think a lot of this Leo season that we're in right now, strength. You guys can't make this stuff up. This is the current energy, right? Like we're just yesterday we got out of the Lionsgate portal, but we're still in Leo season. I think until the 23rd. So I think, what's blocking, well, let me just back up here. Scarcity mindset is where he's at, not feeling good enough for this divine partnership. The divine partnership is making him feel, I think he's starting to maybe, with this, beyond this precipice of awakening, starting to feel this influx of energy, starting to understand the magnitude of what this is. And for many of you, if you have told your divine masculines, what you perceive this to be, if you've told them things like, we share a soul, you have these gifts too, you know, you've changed my life, I tasted your soul, you've awakened me. These are, if you've shared these things with him and he's unawakened, I think some of this is starting to make sense. And I think it's still kind of, it's like, oh my God, this, it's just overwhelming to them. I'm getting this sense that they're kind of overwhelmed right now. And there's kind of some pressure on them to think, my God, like, I don't even feel good enough in a 3D standpoint for this woman. And here, I'm starting to realize, like, she's this divine goddess and I'm supposed to be fulfilling this mission to join her. And holy shit, like, excuse my language, but I think they're just like, it's like this realization that I think that's what Leo season has ushered in. And I think the full moon is going to even further push that along. The beautiful thing, the past energy was Hanged Man, his heart being locked away. But in this Twin Flame Journey Tarot by Mystic Moon, it's new perspectives. So I think, again, with this Leo energy, this Lionsgate portal has given them a new perspective. And I think it's starting to help them unthaw their heart. And maybe they're getting to that point, but there's still some stuff stirring up for them, and it's kind of I'm just getting they're feeling overwhelmed right now, not only with the emotions that they've been fighting for their divine feminine, but just with the pressure and kind of disbelief that the way things in the world are going. And like, I think maybe starting to realize there is a spiritual war going on. People are ascending, and as they're ascending, the darkness is following suit. It's about balance, and as more people raise their vibration, raise their consciousness, the dark entities are coming up too. And at some point, it's got to balance out. That's why we're doing what we're doing. But there's this surgence of it as we move into a new earth, as we move into 5D consciousness. It's just this whirlwind, right? Earth is changing. So, I mean, it's like this, as the vibration ascends, it's like all of this stuff comes up. I don't know how to explain it. And, what I've heard too is these entities, a lot of these they can't exist in 3D. They can't go to 5D. And so as we're collapsing the third dimension into the fifth and entering 5D consciousness, which has happened. I mean, the new earth is here. We're anchoring that now, and that's why the energy is just like July was insane, because that's really when it was coming through. But these entities have nowhere to go, and so that's why the darkness is really, really like starting to rise too. So King of Swords, is what he wants. He wants to speak his truth. He wants to speak his truth, because he's starting to realize the truth, and he's wanting to come forward. I mean, that's what I'm getting. I mean, I'm getting that's what he's wanting, but he's not quite ready because he's overwhelmed. He's planning, and Two of Wands is the action card forward. He's planning and trying to decide, I think, what he wants to do with his life. It's like, I think he's still maybe in this mindset where he thinks that he can keep doing what he's doing. I mean, the Hangman is the past energy, But I think there's still sign, as you know, the divine feminines know, as I was just saying on my own journey, how many times have I said, I want to be off this path. I just want to have a normal relationship with a soulmate. I don't want to do this anymore. You just want to go back to what's comfortable, what's safe, what's easy, because this is unknown territory. And so I think part of him is thinking that he can just still kind of stay in this, and as long as he can, he's kind of trying to hold on to, well, I can just, I don't really have to do this. I mean, they kind of are in denial, I think, a little bit. Um, but ultimately, I think this full moon energy, this current, the waves that keep coming in, the Leo season, all of this stuff, the fire. What I'm showing is you've got somebody who wants to make a romantic gesture, Knight of Cups. Now, granted, he's a knight, not coming out as a king yet, but a knight is better than a page. And he wants to be a king. So that shows me, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. Okay, wow. Can't make this up, guys. That shows me if he's wanting this outcome, if he's making the decision to go forward, he's having these realizations, he's starting to open his heart, he's going to be willing to do the work. Three of Pentacles, collaboration. He's going to be willing to put in the work to become a king. And I know many of you on this path, divine feminines, you're at this point too where, you realize this is not going to be this piece of cake fairy tale. There's still work to be done, not just in mission, but on yourselves, and of course getting into a partnership, where you've triggered each other. You've been, especially the feminines have been single for so long, for so many years, many of you, myself included. It's like, how do you even make time or space for somebody, or suddenly get used to having someone around? I mean, it's going to take effort. It's going to take communication. It's going to take things that maybe both of you make you uncomfortable. But I'm showing he wants to do that. The Queen of Wands, maybe you may be a fire sign dealing with an air sign, because we've got the King of Swords here. We've also got fire and water. The Queen of Wands, confident, magnetic. That energy, that Queen of Wands energy, is drawing him in. But still, right now, like I said, he's a little bit stuck. He's a little bit overwhelmed. But it's this self-imposed Eight of Swords. It's this imprisonment. It's the self-imposed imprisonment, because he's still not completely broken free of the shackles and the chains of the third dimension. But that's happening. It's in process. I mean, I'm getting that very strongly, that there's just, King of Swords is swift energy. We've got fire here. Two of Wands is the action card. That's about manifesting. It's about putting things in action, going forward. Leo, the strength is here. It's fire. Queen of Wands. Three of Pentacles, wanting to collaborate. So I'm getting that kind of there's been this sort of like, whoa, some of them are starting to really maybe slowly wake up, maybe not this like boom tower moment that we were kind of anticipating, divine intervention, but I think that might be coming. I'm really getting the sense that something's coming in these next few weeks. There's just been a lot building. And I think the Lion's Gate was just really the start of it. And I think they're on the precipice. And they're kind of really starting to slowly, like a flower, like I'm getting like a lotus flower, like open and open up to their divinity. Some of them are I think withholding, and not feeling good enough, and kind of stuck because some of the feminines, Five of Pentacles, maybe left them out in the cold, maybe said enough is enough. I'm not putting up with his behavior anymore. So I think that's some of the things that have happened. But what's coming, look, you've got the Ten of Pentacles coming. I think some of that had to happen. Maybe some of these divine feminines had to put the sword down and say, enough is enough. I'm not letting you treat me this way anymore. This is unacceptable. And once she closed the door on him and truthfully meant it, if you're like me, it's like, no, for me to say those words, it's like I meant it in that moment that this is over. It wasn't a game. It wasn't, it was like, this is real. I'm going to go find my Ten of Pentacles elsewhere. And I think when they realize that, it's like, oh my God, I've got to grow up. I've got to become a King of Cups. Because, if I think some of them had these realizations, but they're still feeling a little bit stuck because they're uncertain maybe of where her heart and her head are right now, because of what just transpired. But they're feeling like they missed an opportunity with her. If you're in this situation, if you're a divine feminine and you've kind of cut them off, they're feeling like they missed an opportunity, but again, they're awakening. They're evolving, they're growing. It's part of the growth. It's part of maybe what needed to trigger them to step in their divinity. Yeah, I mean, guys, this is like crazy. King of Pentacles, because they realize they've got to come forward with a stable offer. They've got to be a king. No more of this page stuff, this, back and forth and wishy-washy. Breakthrough in awareness. There's a breakthrough in awareness that's taken place, and this might be again where the divine comes in, and you've got these. You see, it almost looks like the twin pillars coming in. This is absolutely beautiful. So I'm trying to think of what else. There was something else I was going to say. Oh, and sometimes too, like one of the realizations I've had with my journey too is like I've been so wishy-washy with all these messages coming in about, oh, this person, you should pursue this person as a soulmate. Plus last spring I had a guy that I thought was my twin came in just because I just wanted to be done, and I manifested him, and I've been wishy-washy for months and months about I want this, I don't want this, I don't want it, I don't want to see this person again, I'm done. If I'm putting that energy out there to the connection of on and off and hot and cold, what am I going to get in return? Is it any wonder that I'm getting the hot and cold and ghosting? And so I just wanted to throw that out there. If you're divine feminine in this same type of scenario, just again, it's always hard to look in the mirror, but I've had to do quite a bit of that, and I've had a lot of realizations about myself and the fact of manifesting, and be careful of the guidance that you're following, the signs you're seeing, the synchronicities, the dreams, because these can be things that are trying to dissuade you and get you off path. You have to know deep within your soul what it is and stop doubting it. Deep within, and what makes you doubt it is because you get frustrated and you're not doing the work, and you just want to take the easy path off. And then when something's presented to you, the negative entities are like, oh yeah, let's take her off path. So anyway, sorry to digress, but that was amazing, guys. I think it's pretty clear the masculines, something is shifting within them from this Lionsgate portal, and I think it's going to continue with the full moon. All right, let's get the feminine energy quickly, and then we'll do the connection. Whoa. We'll do the connection. Oh, yeah. Wow. Wow, you guys. Okay, so wow. So I think this is feeding into the divine feminine collective that that I was just talking about, where they were ready to move on. They were ready to move on. They feel like they've done all the work on themselves. Nine of Pentacles. They were feeling like, hey, I'm over here all by myself in the dark. Why aren't you coming forward? I've done my work. I'm willing to keep doing my work, but I've, stepped into mission. I'm doing the things I'm supposed to be doing. Why aren't you coming forward? You're not waking up. You're never going to wake up. You're failing the mission. I mean, that's the type of energy I know I was putting out there. And so ready to move on, because you're being ready to move on, because you feel like this Nine of Cups, you feel like you're not filling your own cup. That's the Nine of Cups. The nines are more about solitude energy, and I think you're ready to move on, because you're relying on him to fill your cups when there's still work you need to do, which I know we don't want to hear that, but if you're in this energy of denying the connection, and again, look in the mirror and how your actions may be reflected back to you by your counterpart. But this is the crazy thing. The current energy is King of Pentacles. So I think that this is some realization here, because we do have the Magician, which the Magician I think came out in the Lionsgate reading, I believe, for the feminine as well, getting a lot of messages about manifesting, is that, you know, you're wanting this solid king, this king to come forward with a solid offer. And I think what the message I'm getting is it is available for you. You just have to believe it is. You have to believe it is, and you have to manifest it is, and you have to stop doubting it and trying to go down different paths and regressing when you don't get what you want. You have to face, you know, doing the work and the healing, and look at, you know, when you're being triggered and when you're at that point where you're saying, I want to move on, I want to go elsewhere and go down a different path. Why is that? What is being triggered within you that's making you want to do that? But the thing that was interesting to me is that the masculines, for their card, their desired outcome for what they want was the King of Swords, which was speaking their truth. And the feminines want the same thing. They want their masculine to come forward. And even if he's not ready for union or to be in a relationship, just to speak the truth and acknowledge the connection, acknowledge they're starting to, you know, they've been sharing dreams, acknowledge that there's something here that's defying anything that they've ever felt before. You know, I think a lot of them, I mean, I know what that this journey is about, is overcoming these fears and doubts and trusting things you can't see, right? I really do. But I think this, I'm just speaking from the desire of what the feminine's wanting. It's just some acknowledgement that they're not crazy, which we know we're not, but well, some days we know we're not, but some acknowledgement of the truth of what this is. And the action forward, Four of Wands, right? Acknowledgement that there's some sort of a twin, this is the twin flame card. There's some sort of spiritual bond here, but they're wanting stability. They're wanting some sort of stability in the connection, even if it's just communication, you know, where they're just chatting as friends and checking on each other and seeing how your day was, you know, occasionally, and just not, and just say, you know, not ghosting somebody in a conversation, just stability. But I think, you know, likewise, the feminine has to be willing to be stable back for her masculine and not be getting frustrated and going off and trying to find somebody else when it doesn't go the way she wants. So it's about that balance of energy and manifesting. I think manifesting your king and knowing that that's going to come to you, not seeking it out necessarily, but manifesting it. Eight of Pentacles, this is about awakening. This is about putting in the work. It's about spiritual growth in my mind. I think there's still some of that the feminines need to do, because in some cases they're getting defensive. Seven of Wands. They're feeling like they're not supposed to be on this path anymore. They feel like, okay, this isn't going the way I want. I don't belong here. This path isn't for me. I'm going to go back and do something else. There's some of that, and then there's some of this, you know, watching out. I'm getting watching out for the negative entities and the psychic attacks. I think, you know, the outcome is Four of Swords, so I think there's just still some healing that this energy, I think a lot too, as I think getting to that the feminines, they're picking up on a lot of the masculine's energy as the masculines are awakening. There's healing that needs to be done just to rest your body because of the upgrades, the intense light energy that's pouring in right now and literally changing our DNA from the inside out. Yeah, I mean, you guys know I talk about it a lot. I mean, I've been so dehydrated. I've just been having all kinds of weird symptoms with my body. There are times I just need to lie down. I just need to lie down, and I'm so tired. And I've been sleeping fairly well. I mean, I got up at like 4:30 this morning, but yeah, I had to take a nap before I did this video again. I'm not. I mean, you can see how tired I look. It's just exhausting. But you know, I'm probably not drinking enough water. I'll be honest. But we need to rest our bodies. We need to take care of our bodies. We need to eat light foods, eat things that nourish us. But yeah, I think feminines, you really just need to focus on manifesting. You need to focus on where your masculine is mirroring you in the connection, because look what comes. Oh my God, you guys, you can't make this shit up. You can't. Okay, so the Emperor was on the bottom of the deck, which I was, you know, the divine masculine. I just said, where's the divine masculine mirroring you in your connection? And look what came out. Divine masculine, the Lovers underneath, which in this deck, they're looking, it's a masculine and feminine looking in the mirror at each other. I don't even know what to say right now. And the sun is here. So, yeah, the sun is here. Once we start looking at each other as one, instead of he's not doing his work, he's not waking up, he's got, an emotional disorder, he's not gonna, he's not admitted feelings, so he doesn't have them, and making all these assumptions and feeding into fears and letting people draw you off path. Once you come out of that, Five of Swords is in reverse, okay? The Five of Swords is in reverse because we've got to come out of that energy of feeling like our counterpart's stabbing us in the back, or they're doing this, or they're not truthful. Because again, 3D is an illusion. Okay. And I think a lot of us, myself included, have lost faith in, because of how long this has went on. I mean, a lot of us never dreamed. I never dreamed this would be it's 2 years this weekend since I awakened. I mean, fully, like I had my activation, Memorial Day of 2017. And then it was just like, finally, like it was like August, boom, like I had my Kundalini awakening, doing Reiki on, but it was a whole summer of 17. I was going through that process. I mean, I never dreamed 2 years, and now time's just going so fast. It's collapsing. Like it doesn't even, like the last year is a blur, but just putting things in perspective, a lot of us, it's exhausting. It's like climbing Mount Everest. It's this just daunting journey. But I mean, you can't make this up when I just said, where's your divine masculine mirroring you? Once you figure that out, we come out of the Five of Swords. The sun is here. These things, when they come to light and you work on healing yourselves, feminines, I've heard too a message about, as far as, what was I going to say, the feminines healing, focusing on your inner child a lot this week. Focus on your inner child, because some of those wounds may be coming out again, like the abandonment and the, just those types of things. So let's see where we'll do the connection really quick. I keep saying one of these days I'm going to get my computer going, and I never have time. All right, connection and the full moon. Oh my goodness. Okay. Wow. Wow. Holy crap, you guys. And I was going to use these chakra cards and totally forgot, but that's okay because I wasn't supposed to. But okay, so the Emperor, the divine masculine in this connection is blocked right now. Like I said, like it came out in his reading earlier, the Hangman, he's starting to come out of that, but he's still a little bit in that self-imposed imprisonment. But seeds have been planted with the Lion's Gate, Seven of Pentacles. Seeds have been planted. He's been healing. I think Temperance is, I think, a twin flame card. He's started having this, like, maybe activation of his chakras, starting to awaken with this energy. The outcome right now, I think both parties are wanting to mend this connection. They're wanting to, this Nine of Swords energy. Some of you have that between you now, where there's just been a lot that's happened. There's this heartbreak. Some masculines have ghosted or have, walked away from the connection, and it's hurtful. But the beautiful thing is this energy, the Chariot, is the action forward. There's balance here. There's momentum forward to get things back on track. Three of Pentacles is coming out, which just came out in the masculines. For him to come forward, I mean, this is beautiful, you guys. He came as the Knight of Cups on his own, but in the connection, when you guys work together, as I've said, he was wanting to work together to become a king. Look what's next, King of Cups. I mean, this is just beautiful. We have the Seven of Swords here, but I think that's maybe him becoming a master of his emotions and admitting, not being afraid. I mean, he's not hiding his feelings anymore. I'm getting that this Seven of Swords is about deception of feelings that he was withholding back, because look at this, the connection, the outcome of the connection for the connection energy is the Hierophant. I mean, this is the spiritual union card, you guys. This is absolutely amazing. This is absolutely amazing. I don't think I pulled a message. I'm going to, because I know a lot of you guys like these, the twin flame messages from the masculine. What would the masculine want to say to the feminine right now? What message does he have for her right now with this full moon energy? Your intensity frightens and allures me at the same time. So he's still a little scared, right? That scarcity mindset. But what did we have earlier? The Queen of Wands in his spread. She's magnetism. She's drawing him, you know, like a light, like a moth to a flame. He's definitely starting to get stirred by this, even though there's still some fear here. This is absolutely beautiful. All right, hopefully we don't run out of time, guys. If we do, I'll post it on the page, but I'm going to pull Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. This is just going to be a general message for the counterparts. All right. So chaos and conflict, not necessarily a card that we would love to see, but it is a 33. And so I think that's in line with this Nine of Swords. This energy and this connection, it has been chaotic. There's been conflict. It's been difficult, but it's a divinely orchestrated process, 33. And so we've got to be flexible. We've got to be flexible as these things happen, bend, not break. It's a long journey, but you've got to focus on the beauty of it and the fact of what we're actually doing here. We're between worlds. We're moving from the 3D to the 5D. And to actually do something that's not been done, I don't think ever on this planet before, to ascend into 5D, I mean, it's absolutely unbelievable. And it's not an easy process, but those of us on this path, we're the leaders, we're the way showers, and there's really nothing else to say about that except that just try to stay in a vibration of joy and gratitude, and again, focus on when things happen to you. Don't say, why are they doing this to me, or why is this happening to me? Say, what is it trying to show me? And when you focus on it that way, it becomes a lesson and not a punishment. So that's my advice for all of you, and I am so excited to see where this journey takes us. So until the next time, bye.